Live. Let's check here to make sure that we are on socials. And what do you know? We are on Twitter. Wow. It
Nice.
worked this time. Guys, we've obviously been trying this since Sunday. It was very annoying, but I figured out I had to be verified on Twitter. So, yes, Evan has a blue check next to his name. I
Wow.
am not happy about that. um, I said something on Twitter a while ago that I would never pay for Twitter. I don't care about having a blue check mark, but hey, I have to have it because that's the only way I can do these podcasts. So y'all can roast me in the comments all you want. I'll take it. but yeah, guys, we're so glad to be back. Holy crap, Lindsay, it's been since what? February, maybe?
Yeah, at
Yeah.
least.
Yeah, it's been a
But
while. It's been a while, but we are back. We are excited. We got football season, 25 more days left. Uh Shit, it's right around the corner, Lindsay.
so stoked for that. Can't
Yep.
wait. Like
Yes. Yeah.
August rolls around and it's my birthday month. And then now I
Yeah, your
have
birthday's in
games to
2
play.
weeks, a
Yeah.
week, something. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. The 21st, everybody. So you
Yeah.
can wish
See,
me a happy birthday.
I can remember your birthday, but can't remember my mom's. Oh God. Mom, I hope you're not watching,
Yeah.
please.
Yeah, disregard that message.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Please don't call me after this show. Thank you.
Yeah.
Um, but guys, no, seriously, we're so glad to be back. We're gonna talk to you guys about the schedule, the upcoming schedule we have here. We know it's brutal. Um, we know it's very brutal, but we still got to talk about it and get through it and give you guys our wins and losses for this season.
Yeah.
Um, don't forget, guys, to continue. Well, I know it's been a while since we've been on, but please help us continue to get this podcast out there. We are going to be here very frequent when the season starts. I would say an episode per week. We will continue to do live episodes because you guys like seeing us. We like talking and engaging with you guys in the comments. So please just continue to help us get this out here. So I'm going to jump into the episode here. 25 more days, guys. Like I said, I will be tailgating in the Columbia 100-degree heat here soon. Lindsay, I am jealous that you will be watching. Well, no, you're actually probably coming to this game.
I'm excited for it. Yeah. We'll be at the Hootie concert the night before. So
Oh man, that's gonna be a
super
weekend.
hype about that. Yeah. So we're debating going back and forth about whether we just want to stay the full weekend in
Yeah.
Columbia and bear the heat with everybody. So stay tuned
Yeah.
on that. But I'm hoping that's a go, but we'll see.
No, that's gonna be a fun weekend. I don't know if I'll be able to make it to the concert Friday, so
Yeah.
please say hey to my dad if you get a chance. I would love to go, but I just don't think it's in the cards. But no, Saturday tailgating is right around the corner, guys. Oh my God, I haven't been to Columbia. Wow. Well, since baseball season, I was there a
Yeah.
couple of games this season. I wasn't able to make it a lot due to work, but everyone knows I was cheering for the baseball team from my couch. I mean, you know, I love those guys. I've probably watched every single game. And as you know, baseball season, there's what, 60 games, I think, roughly. So yeah, very happy in the direction the baseball team's going with the
Mhm.
new hire. I think he's going to bring some, I don't know, attention to the program.
Yeah.
We got good recruits, we're fine there. We just got to put it all together. So,
Yeah.
but, looking forward to that season. But obviously, we're going to talk football here. What can I talk about here? Oh, the NCAA football game that came out 2 weeks ago that Evan's been obsessed with. I know a lot of you guys are playing it. I'm very happy. I play with South Carolina every single game. It's fun, Lindsay. Lindsay, I think you would jump on there and
I
enjoy.
know, I try. The last time I literally played like a football video game, y'all are gonna die laughing.
Tetris.
I think I was like in middle school maybe, and it was like the Nintendo Cube. And I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure it was my younger brother's game, and it was like NFL on the streets or something like football on the streets, and you would like play.
Okay, NFL Street. I know what you're talking
Yeah.
about. Yeah.
And I loved it. It was so
Yeah.
fun.
No,
That's
that's
the
really
last.
funny actually. That
Yeah,
game was fun as hell.
you know
I
what I'm talking
definitely
about?
remember.
And you would like they could run on like the sides of the walls and stuff and
Yeah,
like
yeah,
all this
yeah, yeah.
crazy stuff. Yeah, it
I
was
know what
sick.
you're talking about.
Yeah,
So
good
you haven't
times.
played a game in probably about 20 years, roughly.
Oh yeah,
I think
yeah,
that's when that
easy.
game came out.
Yeah, easy. But hey,
Yeah, yeah.
I'm willing to pick it back up, see what I can do. I don't know. It sounds like a commitment, so I have to.
I'm surprised Will isn't playing it.
I think he is, but
Okay.
can't you get it on different platforms?
Yes, you can. Yeah, you can play it
What do
on
you have?
PlayStation or Xbox.
Okay, Will has an Xbox. I'm pretty sure. Will's my brother. For those of y'all that don't
Yeah,
know,
excuse me,
I'm
guys. Sorry.
pretty sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he has it. I mean, that is right up
Yeah.
Will's alley. But I don't think
Yeah.
he has a PlayStation. So, well, if you have Xbox, y'all can play, right?
Yeah, we can. I will be sending him a text after this episode.
There you go.
So,
I know our good friend Chance, who is an Oregon fan, unfortunately. We don't talk about that too much, but
yeah.
he has the game, but he has it for PlayStation. So I was talking to him about it too. But it's funny, he's like obviously a Midwest guy out west. And he played the last time I was hanging out with one of my good friends that is dating him, he was playing with Nevada. I'm like, what are you doing? Playing with Nevada. He's like, I gotta get him to the national championship. I'm like, well, good luck with that.
Oh man.
Good luck with that.
It's funny because a lot of people, they've chosen to rebuild like those lower end teams like Kennesaw State and Coastal. Well, Coastal's not a low end team, but people are choosing to play with them. You know, just teams like that to try to get them to the championship because they know it'll never happen.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, no, the game's been fun, guys. I hope to play with some of y'all soon. What else I want to talk about here? Obviously, this hurricane, real quick, guys. It's been pretty nasty here, especially this morning. Someone who had to travel in it due to work. So if you're on the coast, or you're in Columbia, to be honest, anywhere. I mean, in South Carolina, really.
Yeah.
Stay inside. You know, have a drink, have a beer, just relax, ride it out. Hopefully, you don't have to work. Hopefully, you're here watching the podcast. You know, it's a little rough, but right now it's sunny out, which is so weird.
Yeah, it's starting to turn a little in Polly's again, but isn't it going back out to sea and like coming back in? Like, it's
they're saying it's supposed to be a landfall. I think between Myrtle Beach and Georgetown.
Yeah.
So literally, we're right in the middle of that landfall. So that's gonna be fun. Fun day tomorrow. Fun day tomorrow.
Oh God.
But yeah, we'll see what happens. This is one of the strangest storms I've witnessed, you know, living on the coast.
Yeah.
So okay, let's talk about some Gamecock football here. Our Under Armour contract is supposed to be going out here soon. I've heard some rumblings about picking up Nike.
Yeah.
Lindsay, what are your thoughts on that? What do you think about if we were to make that switch from Under Armour to Nike?
I'd say it's about time.
Do
that. I don't know. Coming from yeah, right. I know you've been like standing that for years, which I agree. It's funny because we wore Under Armour when I was in college, and I was like, "Oh, this is going." Granted, I'm out of college for a while, unfortunately, and so that should tell you something. It's a little dated, but I liked it. But again, it was because I was like, I mean, I didn't know anything better, but I don't know. I think it's time to move on. You know, we had a good run with them. We gave it our all with Under Armour, but it's just time to move on. And I think it makes a difference. We've talked about this, I feel like, for years on this podcast. I think it does make a difference for recruits, for players. I mean, you want to look good and you want to play how you look, right? So I think it's time for a change. And you can see big programs are moving away from it. I think Auburn just moved away from Under Armour too.
We're the only SEC team, I believe, now with Under Armour.
Yeah, I think it's just like a little bad vibes. Like, let's like get rid of the vibes, start fresh, start new, and then hey, we might win a natty, you know, in Nike. That'd be sick.
Well, that would be nice. Well, a lot of people, myself included, have blamed Under Armour cleats for the amount of injuries we've had in the past, you know? I mean, I'm not going to say it's Under Armour's fault that our players get injured. I'm not. But it's been a trend each year that we've lost a key player or lost someone due to, like, I don't know, moving around or just some sort of injury. So it annoys me, and I believe it's time to move on too. I think Under Armour's clothes are kind of getting a little, the designs are very lackluster to me,
Yeah, it's like they can't keep up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. Exactly. So, yes, I fully am on board to switch to Nike if we could do that, after this contract is up, which we can. It's just all about what Ray Tanner wants to do. So we'll see. We'll see on that. Here, I want to ask you some general questions, football questions here. What do you think are some strength? What is the strength of our team this year? And you and I are going to say the same thing because I could read you like a book. So go ahead and I'll let you say
it. Okay. So it was funny. Evan was just like, you know what? I'm going to add some questions to the beginning, of our chat. I'm like, okay, cool. Like, sounds good. And so he started rattling off a few, and we like circled back to this question. And like usual, I feel like we are like-minded in this. So I think looking at our program, looking at our roster, looking at the veteran players that we have coming back at this position, the breakout player that is joining this unit. Definitely, I believe the defense as a whole, I think really is one of our strengths because of the veteranship that we have at each level, but specifically the defensive line would be the one that comes to mind because of the depth that we have, because of the veterans that we have coming back. And because, Dylan Stewart, hello. We all saw the picture of his side by side, and we literally spoke about this.
That was wild.
I was wild. So shook. I was like, is this AI generated? I'm serious. Like, this doesn't look like a real human. Like, the specimen of a man that guy has worked to become is insane. Like, it's insane. So strength, definitely first choice. First thing that popped into my mind was the defensive line. But I think the defense as a whole is going to be pretty strong. Yeah.
Okay. You guys have known me. I've done this podcast for I think 4 years now. Every time I talk about a strength question of our team, I say the defensive line because honestly, it has been the strength of our team for quite a while. Guys, we got Tonka coming back. We got Sanders. We got Huntley. You got Stewart. You got Kennard from Georgia. I believe Georgia Tech, right? I think he's going to be very solid on the end. And you got Edmond, who came back from Florida State because the grass wasn't green on the other side like he thought.
The prodigal son. The prodigal son.
So we got him back as well, and others. I really feel we can cause some trouble in the backfield with our defense. And in the SEC, you have to have you have to be strong in the trenches. Let's just say that.
Yeah. I mean, look at the offensive lines that you're going to face. I mean, Jesus Christ. Like, you have to have depth and you have to have grown men, because you're facing these, 350, easy, huge.
Yeah, no, huge.
It's insane.
Yeah, literally. Cornbread fed, whatever else they feed those kids out in Georgia and Florida and Mississippi and Alabama. I mean, they're massive. We well aware of that. Okay.
Yeah.
So how about this? Who's a player that we should watch out for this season?
Okay, so staying on trend, I feel like when you asked me this question, my first thought was to Nick Manwari as a player to look out for this year. I mean, I think he's a solid player that has been in the program for quite some time and also just made a name for himself. I mean, literally, we look back to what he did his freshman year and just the mark he's made on the program already. I think it's special. I think his leadership's going to be huge. I think we need that sort of DJ Swearinger type of mindset happening. And I think Manwari is sort of crafting that for himself, that hard-nosed kind of, dog mentality. So I really feel like he's just going to be sort of the anchor of our defense. So that was the first name that came to mind for me as a player to look out for.
Okay.
Yeah. What about you?
I'm going to go with Dylan Stewart. I feel like this guy, guys, let's be real here. I feel like this guy has just been a quiet assassin in practice. Like, he's not really talked about much. No one's really saying much about him. He doesn't even say anything himself. He's not a big social media presence. Like, I like that though.
Yeah.
Because I feel like come Old Dominion, when he's out on the field, he's going to make a play and that stadium's going to erupt.
Oh, yeah. And there'll be literally no turning back. Like, that man's going to –
yeah.
It's going to be insane.
The body transformation
it
was just flat out insane. Like, it really was.
Yeah.
He's here to work and he's here to make a name for himself.
Yeah. And I think that's the thing, too, in those stupid questions that he got early on about, like, just – like these media questions, like why pick South Carolina, and just like trying to dog us and like, oh, like we'll just wait for you to, change your mind, or, we'll see you somewhere else next year, basically kind of leading him on. He was like, no, like I'm going to stick to my commitment. Like,
I don't understand why.
Get out of my face. Like it's so wrong, but I appreciated his answers.
Yeah.
I appreciate his, like you said, like kind of his quietness, that, he doesn't need to be flashy. He doesn't need to make these posts on Instagram, except for the transformation one. And he's just like, I'm going to do my job. Watch me, like
literally watch me.
See what happens. So
yeah, no, I'm excited. I feel like he's going to cause some hell. Like I really do. And early. Okay. So how about this question? Now let's move on to quarterback, the guy that everyone talks about. Do you think Sellers can endure a full SEC season without getting injured or benched or, all the above?
Yeah. Good question. I feel like with Sellers, the limit, there is no limit to his talent, obviously. We've seen that in spurts and in like the insanity that, he'll just throw a pass 60 yards, like with no problem. Like the skill set that he has is unmatched, honestly. But it's a good question in the fact that, that was a couple games that we saw this past season. We got a little taste of what he could do, but now is the real test, right? And in true Carolina fashion, our schedule doesn't lend itself for much room for mediocrity, if that makes sense, right? Like we're always thrown under the bus in that way. But I guess looking at it, to answer this question, I feel like it's going to take a lot of also improvement, strength, stamina in the offensive line too, right? Because they're obviously
protection.
It's
the offensive line is going to be pretty decent this year.
Yeah.
A lot of young kids, but a lot of good, high-profile young kids.
Yeah, I think if you were to ask, like we talked about the strength of the program, if you were to ask like the most improved unit or position group, it would be them, I think, for all of those reasons, right? They're healthier this year, that was massive. That was horrible. The injuries that they sustained throughout the season, that really set us back, obviously, in multiple ways. I think depth was added. They're young, like you said, young, a little untested maybe, but they're high caliber, young, like quality players. So I think their strength is going to then ultimately result in Sellers being as productive as we know he can be. I think this kid, again, you talk about something that flies under the radar a little bit, or his name is well known, but again, untested. But I feel like he's just like, okay, whatever. Like I'm gonna put my goggles on. Like I'm gonna do me. Like I'm gonna talk in my soft-spoken self and just kind of
another quiet person. Like what Stewart is. I feel like Sellers is a little more out in the community, doing things than what Stewart does, but still quiet, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think he's just got that like quiet, like mannered self, but obviously being the starting quarterback of a program, you are going to be out, like you are going to be at more of these events and stuff. But to answer your question, I know I kind of spoke around about it. I think he can. I mean, I think it's a test of will. I think it's a test of mental stamina. I think he learned from one of the best, that being Spencer Rattler, to be honest with you, on how to handle those types of situations and how to endure, setbacks or, games that don't go your way or plays that don't go your way. I mean, watch what Spencer did all last year, and that's what Lenoris was watching too. So I think he's got the tools to really have a great year.
Okay.
I think it'll get better. I don't think he's going to be perfect, but I'm hoping, God, I'm actually praying that he stays healthy.
I mean, you have Ashford. Did I say his name right?
Yeah, Ashford.
Okay, you have him as a backup. Same skill set, really.
Yeah,
if you want to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like we would have to tweak the offense whenever he would have to come in.
Very true.
Or anything like that. But you would rather want to have Sellers in. This is the guy that we've been hyping up, talking about, South Carolina guy. Great guy. You would want to see him have a good story here. At the University of South Carolina.
Yeah. So I think, it's going to depend on health, and it's going to depend on how well we can make it through this gauntlet of a season on the injury bug and specific to his offensive line. So I'm hopeful. I'm praying, because I think if we can allow him to have some time, he's really going to do good things. And if we have a balanced, running back situation, which I think we do, I think that opens up Sellers even more, so having that to fall back on, not fall back, but to run.
You brought up a good point, or not a good point, excuse me. You brought up the transition here. I was going to ask you about the running backs next. Yeah. Now, Rocket, he came off an injury. He was overweight coming into camp. It was a lot of things going against him. Yeah. He's completely changed. He's lost a lot of weight. He seems to be very healthy. Now, do you think he can stay healthy throughout the season, knowing he was just injured not too long ago?
Yeah. Great question. Obviously, you like what you're hearing, what the media is saying about Rocket specifically, coming out of all the things that you just said, rehab and coming back from injury. Like, he sounds like he's like at kind of his peak, or where he was before, but I think it's a good question. I think you never know. You talk about position. You talk about a position that literally is the roughest.
Beat up every play. Yeah. I get that.
Every play. So you think about that. So you hope so. I think we'll have to see how that plays out, but I am more confident in the running back room this year. I think they did a good job with the additions that they made, specific to some transfers that they've brought in, and some guys that, have kind of taken a back seat that have been in our program for a couple of years. I think we're way stronger in that position than we have been last year.
Oh God, yeah.
Obviously, we all know that. We don't want to talk about that.
We don't want to talk about that. But that was an experiment, to say the least.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. So I think we're in better shape there. So maybe that takes off a little bit. Obviously, Rocket Sanders is such a power back. He's
he's a big dude. I think he's 6'2".
It's crazy.
A man.
Yeah, it's crazy. So obviously you want him being able to take most of those snaps, but I think we're in better shape to give him the rest that he needs to sustain a season as, a running back one SEC. Jesus, talk about a scary position to be in. So I'm hopeful, but I feel good about who's behind him, where I would not have said that last year. The depth is there.
Makes sense. That makes sense. Okay. Yeah. Well, let's talk about the wide receivers real quick while we're at it. We're talking about every freaking position group here. Brown and Arbor. Now, you're going to have them split. One on one side, one on the other side. Do you see them having – okay, well, let's start with Jared Brown first from Coastal.
Yeah.
You see him contributing to this offense. I personally like the kid. He's got a lot to prove, but I do like him. I just feel
I mean, I
Arbor's going to
think
be taking a lot of the attention.
Yeah, you would hope so. And if they don't give him the attention, like if they don't respect him, then good luck, because I think that man's made a lot of strides in the right direction. And so, yeah, just leave him, let him blow by you and go for 60 yards and score.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think we're in good shape. I think the wide. Yeah, literally.
Sorry about that.
I don't know. I think the wide receiver. No, you're good. I think the wide receivers are kind of a questionable unit. Not questionable, but just new, right? New faces. And I think they have potential. I really like the hire at the wide receiver position, the coach. I think he's really cool. Fury or whatever.
Yeah, Fury, yeah. His tweets are, yeah. They're very. He puts emojis in all his tweets, and his tweets are like reading a scripture, pretty much. Like it's insane.
That's hilarious. No, I just really I think he has like a fire about him, which I think you need, right? That passion there. So yeah, I think he's really cool. I mean, I think he's got experience too, and where these guys want to be, which is, he's played in the NFL. He's, had these types of, he's had, that success. So I don't know. I'm a little, I'm hesitant to sing praises of the wide receiver room just because I think we have good talent coming in. I think that they've done a good job sort of trying to rebuild that. But again, it takes a lot. We have to have an offense firing on all cylinders with the running 100%. Backs, playing well with the offensive line, protecting, giving time for a quarterback to find these guys and for these guys to get separation. So yeah, I feel hopeful, and I really want Nick Harbor to really, really show what he can do, because I really am confident in him. And I know people questioned him a little bit last year, and it was, they wanted it to be immediate and they wanted it to be all of these things, but I think it comes with time. So I think Jared Brown's going to be a good addition, like you said. And I think just that competition is good. Competition's healthy, and having the options. I think it's a toss-up. I mean, I think it really is up for grabs. I think Lazio Bennett, all these young kids coming into, are great.
Can't forget Bennett, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's going to be interesting to see who wants it, the most. And I think whoever does and whoever performs will get that playing time. So I am optimistic.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Optimistic, Lindsay says. Okay, I will take that. I will take that.
Right now, my garnet glasses are on. My garnet glasses are on.
The garnet glasses. All right, guys.
Everything's great.
Yeah, everything's great. So we just went completely off track here because the title of this episode is 2024 season predictions. And we have literally not talked about that yet. So what we're gonna do here, we're gonna go through this quick. We didn't really want to break down each game because we're going to be doing that come season time when the season starts. We're gonna break down the team. We're gonna let you know what we feel about them. We're gonna highlight their high points, all that type of stuff. But today we're just here really just to give you wins and losses and what we feel are our records, or excuse me, give you guys our records on what we think the season will be. Let's start with Old Dominion here at home. Lindsay, win or loss here?
Well, I have a win here, obviously.
Okay.
I think opening game, Williams-Brice, Columbia is going to be rocking. It's going to be hot. It's going to be the Columbia we know and love, and our Gamecocks are going to come out to play. So a W here.
Okay. I agree with Lindsay. I totally think that stadium's just going to be nuts. I don't care if it's 220 degrees outside. People are going to show up, show out. In my section, we have the club. So if it's too hot, just go in the damn club and watch it on TV and yell in there. That's what I do. You can't miss me. I'm the loudest one in there usually. So, yes, I'm chalking up a W there. So we're both at 1-0. All right. How about Gamecocks heading to Lexington? Number 23 number 23 Kentucky. What do you got there, Lindsay?
Yeah, I think it's so wild how early this game is. Like literally
Yeah.
game 2. That's crazy. I have this as a win.
Okay.
Kentucky, Kroger Field. Yeah,
Yeah.
I just think we go in there, handle business, and call it a day. I think
Okay.
I'm not scared about Kentucky. What about
Okay.
you?
I will actually be going to this game. I'm very excited. Kroger Field Stadium, whatever the hell it's called. I have not been there yet. I hear it looks like a high school stadium. So I'm just gonna go in there and have a good time, and hopefully we
Yeah.
beat the brakes off them because that is a team I cannot stand. So yes, I have a
Yeah.
W for this game here. So we're both at 2-0. I'll take that. Then we
Yes.
have number 22
Mhm.
LSU coming to town, a noon game. Whoever scheduled this game for noon should be freaking arrested. Like literally. Like I'm still mad. I'm literally still mad looking
So
at that
bad.
time frame. We want LSU at night.
Yeah,
That's when our
obviously.
stadium comes alive. Our
Yeah.
stadium's not alive at 12 o'clock. Our stadium is just finishing a mimosa and a chicken biscuit and walking in. Like, come on. I mean, but
Yeah.
anyway, what do you got here, Lindsay? Win or loss?
I think hi, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. You broke up there a little bit.
Okay.
You're back.
Okay. Sorry.
You're good. You're
Yeah, I
good.
know. This noon game is rough. It's unfortunate that it's scheduled this way. But my thoughts on LSU, honestly, God, when was the last time we played LSU? LSU and Oklahoma were just like really difficult for me to decide on, to be fair.
Didn't we play
Um,
LSU COVID year and we lost
uh,
to them at LSU? I think that
yeah,
was the
was
last
it Baton
time we played.
Rouge? Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. I think
yeah.
that's the
So it's
last
been a
time. I believe
while.
it is.
But yeah, no, I think it's been a while. I don't know. LSU is just it's hard. I feel like this is going to be a lot of pressure, to be honest, and we'll talk about this more like when we break it down later on the year.
Yeah.
I think it's a winnable game, honestly, but I just feel like it's going to be a pressure cooker. I think where you want these kids to play loose and comfortable, it might be difficult for
Yeah.
them to. I have it as a loss, unfortunately, but I really do
Okay.
think that it's winnable. But my gut is just saying like we're not going to go 4-0. Like, sorry,
Okay.
that sounds bad, but I just feel like we're going to slip up somewhere, and this one's going to be the one before our bye. Like, I just feel like that's the case. So I have
Okay.
it as a loss.
Okay. I am with Lindsay on this matchup. I was going back and forth, back and forth.
Yeah.
It's LSU guys. They recruit very well. Um, they have some. I mean, I don't. Jaden's not coming back. Obviously, he's with the Reds, or they're not called the Redskins anymore. Excuse me, Commanders.
Don't say
Um,
that.
yeah, but I just see this game being a loss. Okay, so we're at 2-1.
Yeah.
Then we got Akron coming to town the following week. Where are you with this game?
Akron's a win, right? I mean,
Okay,
come on.
yeah. Okay.
I hope.
We don't really have too much to
I
say
mean, if
on
it's not,
that.
yeah, if it's not, we have issues, big
Yeah.
issues.
Okay, so here's my thing. Through 4 games, we're 3-1. I would
Yeah.
100% take that.
Yeah.
1000% take that. You know?
Yeah.
And
I
then
agree.
we're going into a bye after that Akron game.
Mhm.
And then
Yeah.
that's that stretch of games where you're just like, oh shit.
It's
Ole
horrible.
Miss comes to town. Where are you with that? Oh man, Juice Wells. Let's just say Juice Wells comes to town. I'm not even saying Ole
Oh,
Miss.
God.
Juice Wells
Yeah.
comes to town. What's
Yeah.
your thoughts on that? Or excuse me, on that win or loss column there.
Yeah. This game is interesting. It actually falls my dad's birthday is the day before this game, so we'll probably be in
Oh,
Charleston watching it with him. I want to be
okay.
in Williams-Brice, but the tickets are so expensive. It's ridiculous. So
They
we'll
are.
probably be in Charleston watching it. But quickly, this game it just pisses me off even talking about it, to be honest.
Yeah.
I
You and I
think
both.
we know what's at stake, right? Like we know who's coming to town. We know what this is going to look like. I think it's going to be insane, the atmosphere and the environment that Williams-Brice is going to be this night. Hopefully it's night. I know it's like a flex right now. Hopefully it's a night game. Unfortunately, I just think even coming off of a bye, we're just not there yet. I mean, Ole Miss, look at how they've recruited, look at the team that they've put together. I think that might come with a little bit of problems for them, but nonetheless, the talent outweighs ours. So I have it as a loss. I hope it's close. I hope we really give them all that they can take. But
yeah, agreed.
I just really want to see Nick Mwari like drill Juice Wells like one time, come over the middle and like see what happens. Like, I would just get a targeting call. Like I don't even know. Don't get a targeting call, but like just hit him.
I think we all want to see that, Lindsay. To be honest with you,
he's ready.
This guy Juice has just been a joke. Like I don't know what his obsession is with us and posting this stupid his tweets. Judas Wells and all this, just like stop, dude. Like you're just adding more fuel to Williams-Brice for October 5th. That's all you, or excuse me, the team, first of all, and then the fans. Because they are literally going to boo you every time you touch the ball. I guarantee they will. You know,
it'll be I'm really interested to see, like, I mean, are you even going to be a starter for Ole Miss, bro? Like, I think you need to like pump the brakes, dude. Like Juice Wells, like, let's see. We'll see. But I guarantee when you step foot on that field, it's not going to be good for you.
No. It's going to be ugly.
It's not going to be good. And like, but it didn't have to be that way, but
you choose to let it be that way. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so you and I both agree a loss there, unfortunately. Then the Gamecocks head to Alabama the following week. Brutal, guys. This is a brutal schedule or stretch here. I got a loss for that game. We play Alabama at noon. Where you at, Lindsay?
Yeah, same. I mean, Alabama's Alabama. Tuscaloosa, that'd be so fun to go to. But I mean, after an emotional game with Ole Miss, traveling to Tuscaloosa, playing this, incredibly traditional team like that, they're the GOATs. So we're going to lose, unfortunately. But hey.
Okay. I got an L there as well.
Yeah.
Okay. And then the mighty Gamecocks travel again to Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Where are you at with that one?
I think this stretch is the hardest stretch by far. We've spoken about it on our schedule. It's just brutal, right? Emotional game at home. These two traveling games also suck because they're so far. God, going to Norman is
you
far.
Are traveling.
Oklahoma is just such a wild card on our schedule too. Like, I think it's a loss. I mean, I don't think we beat them either, unfortunately. It's going to be too much this stretch. I think it'll really, with injuries or just like the bounce back from these losses, will be too much to overcome. So Oklahoma will be a loss for me too. But I'll be seeing Morgan Wallen that night in Charlotte. So I'm excited about that.
I really want to know who made this schedule. Like, I want to have a talk with them because they should have seen this stretch: Ole Miss, Alabama, Oklahoma, Texas A&M. Like, really?
Just wrong.
Like, really? So, but anyways, I have an L there too at Oklahoma. I just think they're just going to be too much for us. The fans are, they're crazy over there. I think it's going to be a loss. But thankfully we have a bye after that Oklahoma game because I know we will be beat up, bruised up, because those 3 games there, that's tough, guys. That's a tough stretch.
Yeah.
So we have a bye, and then we got number 25 Texas A&M coming to town. Now this is one that I have been going back and forth since probably June or when the schedules came out. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Where are you at on this one? I am curious.
Well, A&M, cute little A&M. I'm just kidding.
There's no cheerleaders.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh God.
It's so cringe. Like, it is so cringe.
Okay, listen, I just feel like this game, to me, I feel like it's a win. I'm just going to chalk it up there. We can talk more later. I know you are different, I think, than me.
Yeah.
But I think we beat A&M. We beat A&M at home. They have a new head coach. I think they're going to be so worried about Texas and what Texas is doing in the SEC. Like, I don't know. I just feel like this is a win. I don't know why, but I just
And
do.
this is
I know
a
you feel
night
differently.
game, actually, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, this is not one of those weird 6 to 9 o'clock time frame. I think this is or flex. This is actually a night game. So
yeah.
I think Texas A&M guys don't kill me. I think they come out for revenge, and I think they do beat us this game, unfortunately. So let's move on real quick before people start roasting me. Gamecocks then travel to Vanderbilt. I'm gonna say a win here. Vanderbilt, but Vanderbilt, they're not a bad team. They're getting there. They're getting there.
No,
they're gonna get it fixed. Love their coach. I think he's definitely getting them in the right direction. You don't like him? No, not at
he's
all.
cool. He's cool. I don't care. I just am laughing. No, he's fine.
I'm just saying he has them going in the right direction. That's all. That's all I'm saying.
I agree.
Okay.
I think we win this game too. Win.
Yeah. Okay. We beat Vanderbilt. Okay. So how about? So I think we have a difference here. Missouri comes to town. Number 7, Missouri. When Missouri number 7? That just came out of nowhere. So, anyways, Missouri comes to town. I'm not sure the time spot of that game. I'm sure it'll probably be at noon, knowing our schedule. Where are you on that one, Lindsay?
See, this is a thing which I hate Mizzou. I really hate Mizzou.
Yeah.
I think their coach really is annoying, and I just hate what they've been able to do to us. And we just don't have a good track record with them, and it just burns me up inside. So I cannot stand them, and I would want nothing more than to beat them. Nothing more, but by 100 if we could. I have this game as a loss. I really do. Even at home. I feel like they have our number. I feel like there's some kind of weird voodoo magic that happens with Mizzou, and we just cannot get around it. I feel like Mizzou has a great defense where, our offense is a little bit untested just because of the new faces that we've added to it. That's where my hesitancy comes with Mizzou. I'm just concerned. So I have it as a loss is my gut reaction. And I hate it. I hate saying that. I literally hate saying that.
Oh, you're good. So see, this is what I was talking about earlier with the Texas A&M Missouri game that you and I differ. I think we beat Missouri at home because I think we're so tired of losing to these guys. I'm sure Beamer feels the same way. He's just like, God, how do we lose to this Harry Potter loving clown as a coach that they have? Why can't we just finally take them out? I think we beat them this game. I just something just tells me we do. So I chalk this up as a win. Yes.
I would love that.
How about Wofford the following weekend? Wofford comes to Columbia. Where are you at with? Does Wofford still run the triple option, by the way?
Probably. I mean, why would they change it, right?
Yeah. Well, I said that about Georgia Tech, and they finally changed it. So
okay, fair point. No problem.
I'm at a win with
Wofford is a win.
Okay.
Of course.
Okay.
Right?
Good. I thought we were literally going to debate the Wofford South Carolina game. It could be close. I mean, I don't know. I would hope it's not close.
Evan, please.
I'm just a Gamecock fan, man. I'm pretty realistic. I mean, you saw that Louisiana Tech game 3 years ago.
Oh my God! Do not.
I didn't mean to bring that up, guys. Please, guys. I'm sorry. Okay, moving on. Last game of the season. Gamecocks have to travel to Clemson. Lindsay, where are you at with that game to finish the season?
Well, Clemson. I can't even. I don't even know where to start. I just really am looking forward to the Georgia Clemson game at the beginning of the year. I can't wait to watch that at noon to start
that's
my
a good
college
game to have at the beginning of the year. I love it.
That's going to be a good one. And hopefully Georgia will just eviscerate them so much that then, by the time the end of the year comes, they're no longer, even able to play. But we know that's not going to be the case. So unfortunately, we're going to Clemson, right? We're going to be in the upstate. Yeah. I have this as a loss right now. Hopefully, I change my mind by the time we start talking about and breaking down this game. But yeah, I just have it as a loss.
I feel you there.
Yeah, I just think our offense is. We're gonna have to be able to score against them because they're gonna have a good defense. Like, Clemson is Clemson, whatever. I mean, they're not great, but like they're pretty good. So I'm just worried. I want to see what our offense can do, and right now we just don't know. It feels like an unknown. So that's why I picked it as a loss. Okay. What about you?
I am the same way. Things could be different if this game was in Columbia, my opinion.
Yeah.
But we are going to Clemson. We know Clemson's a rowdy environment. They hate us. Yeah. We hate them. So yeah, I have a loss here. But Gamecock fans, I'm at 6-6 overall. And to be honest with you, Seller's first year, this brutal schedule we have here, I would be happy with 6-6. Now, do I want 6-6? No.
Yeah.
I don't. I'm not aiming for 6-6, but I think being just realistic and looking at the schedule, I feel we can go 6-6. How about you? Where are you at?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I'm at 6-6 too. I think we have a couple like little differences there, but I think 6-6, like you said, is realistic. I think there are games in our schedule, like a few question marks, that we kind of were back and forth on, or we disagreed on that I think could get us a better, like I think 7-5 is reachable.
7-5 is reachable.
7-5 is reachable. I mean, we can go into Clemson and knock them
beating
off.
Texas A&M.
Yeah,
or
Clemson is
Missouri,
or
7-5 is there.
Yeah, I agree. 7-5 is very winnable. I'm just, like we said, like we're Carolina fans. We just have to be as realistic as we can be. But I think 7-5 is reachable. 8-4, not so sure. I hate to say that,
8-4. We gotta have we gotta be firing on all cylinders. Be 8-4
every game. Yeah,
like literally every game.
6-6 is a good marker, like you said, for Lenore Sellers' first year. This improved O-line, this defense that's stout. I think the defense is going to keep us in games. I think our offense will surprise us a little bit, hopefully. Optimistic on that. If we can stay healthy, I think 7-5 is there.
But you can also see 5-7 too. I'll be honest.
I can see, but
no. But this again, Lindsay, we're realistic here. We're going to be honest with you. But 5-7, you can see it too. You don't know anything because this offense, we don't know what we're going to get out of it. We got a new quarterback. We got a couple of wide receivers, a new running back. Like, we really don't know what to expect, And I really don't think we'll learn a lot against Old Dominion. I think we'll learn a lot against Kentucky.
Yeah. And I think not that it's going to be like a hostile environment, but it's going to be like we're going to be out of our comfort zone. You're traveling to a game 2, like, traveling to a different stadium, an SEC opponent. Yeah. I think that's going to be a real kind of way that we could gauge what we're working with.
Exactly.
Then you come back to, our home base and whatever. But yeah, I think Kentucky's going to be monumental. I really do. Like, very pivotal as far as what we're going to be seeing the rest of the season. So
I agree. I totally agree.
I'm glad we're playing Kentucky second and not like Mizzou or someone. Thank God. At least they did something right.
At least
it'd be better if it was Vandy. Vandy would be good game 2, but
yeah, that would be a good game. Or not a good game, but a game good to have beginning of season.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but guys, we didn't expect this episode to go 50 minutes, but when you love football, especially when you love Gamecocks football, and you can just sit and talk, it happens. Yeah. So, again, thank you guys for listening so much. We will be back game week of the Old Dominion game. We'll probably be Tuesday or Thursday. Lindsay and I will talk about it, and we'll post ahead of time. That way you guys are ready and tune in as soon as we go live.
Definitely.
So Again, guys, thank you so much for joining us after our long hiatus there. We will see you in a few weeks. Go Cox.